Well, let me explain what's going on. This is an update. The roads are not going to be good. I've been checking the roads on the computer. Let me just go there now. I'm looking at the live cam from Teton Pass. It's snowing down there, and the pass is snow-packed. And I just don't want to take a chance of going off the road and off the mountain with these clays and this bronze. So I called the gallery in Jackson Hole. They said, why don't we just wait until next week because it's snowing there too. And so I had to cancel the trip. I'm also suffering from a bit of a cold, so I think it'd probably be best for me to just spend the day in bed. And so I'm going to run to the store, get some Theraflu and some other stuff, and just spend the day taking care of pampering this cold. I'm going to try to go to the studio tomorrow, but if I'm not feeling well tomorrow, I'm going to do the same. I was asked this question by a young man in my last video. Hey Clay Guy, have you ever discussed step by step how a young new artist can get his work bronzed and into a gallery? If yes, which video is it? Anyway, I don't have a video that tells about that. A lot of it is common sense. I'm going to just continue here while I'm doing some research for this piece I'm working on now. I finished my first clay, and when I say I finished my first clay, that's exactly right. It was a bust of a frontiersman, and it was probably that big. And I'd never done anything more than just a head since I had gotten out of high school in '65, and this was '76, '77. And there was a state fair coming up in Salt Lake. It was a yearly thing, and I wanted to enter it. And so I took it to a foundry in Salt Lake. Sorry, my brain's befuddled because I'm cold. I have a cold. Took it to a foundry in Salt Lake, and I had them look at it, and I said, how much would it cost to have it cast in plaster? And they said, why would you cast this in plaster? And I said, well, because I wanted to enter the state fair. And he says, well, we'll get you a plaster, but if you'll sell me the rights to the piece, I'll cast you up 10 bronzes, and we'll make an edition of 30, and I'll get 20 of them, and I'll sell them, and you can sell yours. And I said, sure. And then it came time to sign the piece, and I thought, are people going to want to actually buy a lemon on purpose? And so I asked another artist, a female artist actually, it was at the foundry, what she thought. And she said, well, I don't know if I'd want to sign a lemon either. And I got to thinking about it, and I figured lemon is a good name. Nobody's going to forget it. And I could have fun with it. So I signed my first piece with lemon, and I put the edition number on it, and was real proud that I was going to be able to get my stuff in bronze. He cast up the plaster. I put it in the state fair. It won Best of Show in 1977, which was kind of fun. Or not Best of Show, but the top award. So I did a few more clays because that gave me some courage to keep on going. So I started doing some more clays, and I started doing some full figures. And I remember the first Indian figure I did was a piece called A Proud People. And it was a good piece, a really good piece. And I took pictures of all these pieces, but you can't sell it if nobody can see it. And I didn't know how to get in a gallery, and I was going through Southwest Art Magazine, and I got to thinking, well, if these advertisers, these galleries that advertise, are spending money to promote their artists in this magazine, why can't I go to them and see if they'd be willing to show my artwork? Now, these guys are way out of state, so I worked at a printing plant in Salt Lake at the Deseret Press at that time, and so I was able to put together a folder, little, folder big enough to fold up and go into a envelope. And on each fold of the folder, I had a photograph of my artwork and a description of what I had done. And I sent those to every one of the galleries that advertised in the magazine. I got 2 replies back. And out of those 2 replies, they both helped me get my stuff in bronze. Not every gallery is going to do that because times are tough right now. But back then it was a little easier. And Texas Trails Gallery in San Antonio, Helen Johnson was just a sweetheart. She's no longer with us. She passed away some years ago. She really loved my work, and so she filled her gallery with my artwork, my bronzes. She was really responsible for me to getting started. And she also was able to wrangle Southwest Art Magazine, which at the time was the top Western art magazine, to do a 6-page article on me and my bronzes. And so that's basically how I got started, was just using a little common sense. If I don't know what kind of artwork you may do, what kind of sculptures you may do, but if you take what you've got to a gallery that you think that might be interested, that carries similar stuff in it, ask them what they think and if it's sellable. Make an appointment first. Don't just go walking into a gallery with your artwork. Never walk straight from the street into the gallery, because you make them feel uncomfortable. If they know that you're coming in, then they're prepared. So call ahead, ask them if you can bring in a clay, have them look at it, and then give you some advice. And if they can't show it in their gallery, and it may be the best thing in the world, but if they got another artist that does similar, they're not going to put you in there. It's nothing against you. It's just they will not conflict another artist that they're selling. They may suggest another gallery you can go to, and just take that suggestion. You've got to accept rejection. Rejection is a major part of being an artist. This gallery I just got into in Jackson Hole, I'd been rejected before, but now they want my work. And so you just have to bide your time. It doesn't happen overnight. I've been doing this since 1977. So that's basically how you start. You just use your common sense, and you can if there's a way to do something, you'll figure it out. It's like in sculpting. If you want to do something, a particular thing in your sculpture, you'll figure out how to do that. Well, that's what you do when you go looking for a gallery. Well, I'm going to go back to my research and do this as long as I can before I go back to bed. All right. Look, I want to thank you all for watching my videos, either on YouTube or on my blog site. And every one of you have meant so much to me. And I hope you all have a great new year. All right, that's it for today, and maybe for the rest of the year. I'll either see you tomorrow or I'll see you next year.